We've been using LogRhythm as our SIEM provider for about 5 or 6 years now. Me personally, I've only been using it for about the last 6 months or so, kind of learning the ins and outs that it can provide for us. So right now we're trying to bring in several other applications logs into our SIEM tool that allow us to have more insights as to the activities that are happening on our network. So right now we have a goal to try and bring in at least one additional application into our SIEM tool each month so that we can get better insights for those particular platforms. I think my favorite feature is the drill down, which allows us to look at several different logs originating off of one particular alarm. So if there's suspicious activities that are occurring, we can use that feature to see in one quick and easy dashboard different anomalies that might stand out or different places that rules or that alarms would have been triggered for particular events. We use the event log filtering feature quite often. It makes it much easier to find useful information in our SIEM tool in a quick and efficient manner. There have been several times that we'll import 20,000 plus logs within a matter of 1 minute, and it makes it much easier to find what we're looking for, especially when time matters. The event log filtering utility has allowed us to find information much quicker in our environment because it simplifies the process so much that whenever we need that information, it's readily available to us, saving, quite honestly, hours. I feel that this feature has affected our log ingestion simply because it does streamline the process, giving us much more useful information much quicker. I feel like event log filtering makes things much faster simply because you can find the information quicker. So even with things that do populate in different alarm instances, it can save you at least 5-10 minutes because it does provide the information you need much cleaner as well as faster. I feel like the event log filtering has reduced a lot of overhead that we have with the application simply because it does give everything in such a clean and quick format that it makes it a lot easier to get the information you're looking for. I feel like the SIEM solution has improved our organization in many different ways. I think the biggest benefit for me is instead of having to look in several different applications and look at this dashboard for one provider and then another dashboard for this provider, and now whenever I need to see information, whether it's across an EDR solution or network statistics or even if it's our Doors platform, I can look in one particular dashboard and see information across our entire environment, whether that's, like I said, endpoints, doors, basically every aspect of our network that creates a log I can see in one unified platform. I feel like LogRhythm really helps with our cyber security exposure simply because it does give us insights, whereas we can be more proactive with different things that might be happening, versus where, especially with how sensitive different events can be nowadays, you don't ever want to be reactive. It's much better to be proactive, and being able to see all of this information in one unified platform makes it much easier to be proactive in preventing things from happening in our environment. LogRhythm has given us so much insight into blind spots that we didn't even know we had. At least with some places, you know that there's some different vulnerabilities and different blind spots that you have in your environments, whereas LogRhythm has actually given me insights into places that we didn't even know were blind spots. I feel like LogRhythm could really see some improvement if they had better integration with different services, because there are quite a few platforms that we use now that don't integrate very smoothly with LogRhythm. So it would be nice to see some improvements with that down the road, where it would make it a lot more seamless to just, plug in an API key for something and it already knows how to use that vendor's information. I feel like LogRhythm has really helped our environment in terms of security posture because it gives us so much more information that we can use in a timely manner. where some of our different providers don't give us reports until as late as the next day, where now with LogRhythm we can have alarms that are triggering within seconds that let us know that there are particular things that need to be addressed much quicker than if we just trusted that particular vendor to let us know. I feel like LogRhythm has really helped our environment in terms of efficiency, simply because before I used to have 20 different tabs open in my browser where I'd be looking at different dashboards across everything all day long, whereas now we can assign different priorities to different events that are happening in our environment, and you can see everything in one clean dashboard so that when things do happen, you can see them in terms of how high you've rated the priority for those particular events, as well as seeing everything in one place. So instead of having to jump around constantly to look and check and make sure, okay, is everything good here? Is everything good here? Now I just have one dashboard open throughout my day and I can watch and see what happens in one place. I honestly don't know how to respond to that, because that's one of those crazy things that if somebody were to tell me that a SIEM provider wasn't something that they would want to be using in their environment, I would honestly be shocked, because how are you getting information in general? Not to mention in a timely manner, but just in general. There are so many different things that we use every day that don't even report within their own vendors' like reports and dashboards that we don't know about, that we've had to go in and pull reports for, and different events that they just don't think are important to us. I feel like we've had really good experiences with LogRhythm's technical support for things that are already in the environment, but whereas when it comes to trying to innovate with some of the newer things, in the past it's been a little bit more difficult to get answers for things that are newer, as they've, with some of the newer different things that they're offering, as well as testing new things that kind of aren't as explored. So I feel like they could be a little bit more intuitive with, going forward. I would rate their technical support an 8 out of 10. I feel like LogRhythm is very stable. I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon, whether that is as a company or the servers themselves. I've found them as a whole to be very reliable. I feel like LogRhythm has amazing scalability, whether it's, if you're a small company versus a large enterprise. It seems very easy to scale for whatever your particular needs are. I would rate LogRhythm on a scale of 1 to 10 and 8 overall.